Hello everyone. This is Dr. Brown. You are looking at the assignment number 4, and there is a gene here, but I am recording a second tutorial just to make sure that you are clear. I'm concerned because the summer school version of the course is a little different than spring and fall. There just isn't time to do everything in 5 weeks that you would do during a regular session. So let's just make sure that you're clear on how to do the assignment. The first thing you'll do is read through the 4 different models that are used in a K-12 classroom and become familiar with those. You can't select one until you've at least read through the material and the information, because there are probably new models that you've not seen before, and our goal for this course is to help familiarize you with several options, because conducting research in the classroom is important, and because our emphasis is on digital resources. The model that you select needs to use digital resources. So, in trying to clarify that, for the first part of the assignment, it would be A4Q, which stands for the research question. You would not need to write summaries describing each model. We won't take time for that. All that you need to do for the A4Q is to go to the discussion forum. This is a whole class discussion forum. This is not a small group. And you are to post your question, your research question. It should be a very focused, well-framed question. You need to understand the difference between a topic and a question, because the question should be worded in a way that you can have specific answers to your question. And that's one of our goals also, is to teach children, young people, how to frame a question so that it's usable. In the workplace and in future college classrooms, they won't be assigned topics where they look up something interesting. Many times you'll see that in K-12 classrooms. Instead, you'll have specific research questions that you must form and write, and then draw conclusions or provide answers to that research question. So, for the first part, you post your research question to this discussion forum. And if you have comments to make about your selected model, that will be fine. Do that. And others, you may want to read through what others have posted and what their opinion is about the various models if they've used them in the past. Now, the next part, after you have posted your question, and see, I'll read those, and if I see questions that are too open-ended, too fuzzy, not clear and focused, I'll comment on that and ask you to rewrite it, because we're setting the example, as I said, for your students to be able to write that well-framed question. The next part is A4R, which stands for the research process. This is where you actually conduct the research project to find out answers to your research question or draw conclusions based on what you read and discover through your research process. The emphasis is on the process, because you want to become familiar with this so you can teach your students how to complete the process. So, in order to do that, there are 2 reflection sheets that you will complete. Let's look at the first one. For this one, you are reflecting on the quality of the model. Let's just say you selected Big 6. That's a very popular model, and it's known nationally in many schools. but you should reflect on the real quality of that for you and for your students in your community, and how usable it is, and how usable it is for a particular age group. So you're going to respond to these 3 questions. This is a kind of a think sheet evaluation form. And you'll respond to these because it will help you kind of think through the reflection so that how you respond is going to be meaningful. So that's the first reflection. The second reflection, right here, this is actually a template that you'll use to describe the research process. So here you're more focused on how you conducted your research. Of course, you're going to name your model here, and then after you've determined your topic, let's just say your topic would be 21st century skills. That would be a very broad topic, but a framed research question might be, how can I include global learning activities in my 21st century classroom? And that would be a well-framed research question. Then in this part, you're going to list step by step each part of the research process, and that will reinforce what you've read in whatever model you chose. By writing this out step by step, you're reinforcing what you've experienced, and certainly going to make it easier for you to teach others to do it. So you list your process here, and then this part here we go back to reflection, and you're not going to reflect as much on the quality of the model as you're going to reflect on the process itself and how usable it is for your classroom. You will also include references here, because I'm going to set the example because you want your students to do the same thing and to be very conscious of making statements and citing a reference for statements they make in their research. So that's the 2 reflection forms that you will complete. This is for A4R, R for research process. Then the last part of this assignment 4 is your presentation, and you will post your presentation to this Dropbox. I see Julia's already uploaded hers. That's great. But I won't be able to grade ahead, so but I'll try to get to Julia's as I'm able. But this A4R, by the way, is a Dropbox. You will upload this. This will be for my eyes only to see how you have responded to these 2 reflection sheets, or you might call them think sheets if you like. Here you're going to post your research presentation to this discussion forum because we want to share and see what others have done. And certainly you can be creative here in how you present this, but there are some basic parts. This is kind of a checklist rubric for you. These parts must be included no matter what your topic and no matter what your research question is. You're going to list the topic, you're going to list your research question, you're going to write out a summary of what you found out, and certainly that doesn't need to be very lengthy because again our focus is on the process, not a long research project. And then you're going to include what your conclusions are here. See, what did you find out based on what you were able to find through your research process? What were the conclusions? And if it's specific answers, include specific answers. If it was a problem that you needed a solution, then you write out the solution. But that would be part 4 for this presentation. I hope this clarifies it for you. I am certainly glad to answer questions as quickly as I can if I see them in my email. I had said earlier in the semester to post questions to the discussion forum. Let's go back. I believe that discussion forum is here but this was early on in the course, and I did not go back to this after we got past that first couple of assignments, and so I apologize for not getting back to this. I think at this point in the course, if you send me email, probably I will see that more quickly. So if you have questions, go ahead and email me on that. So I hope you enjoy this assignment and find it useful.